Welcome to another DK Custom Products video. I'm Dwayne and this is Kevin, and this is going to be a frequently asked questions video in reference to a question we got on an external breather system installation video.
Yeah, this is a question we got on the do-it-yourself external breather system install on a stock air cleaner. We'll link that up in the corner above.
Cool. And before we get started, we'd appreciate it if you guys would like, comment, and subscribe.
It helps us out a lot. YouTube likes us when you do that for us.
Yeah.
So this is a question that was posed in the comments. And actually, there's like 10 questions he asked in one comment. And I answered all 10 of them. And then I guess he didn't like the answers. Mm-hmm. And he deleted his comment, which also deleted my response. And my response had a lot of good information in it. So we're going to share some of that in this video. So this is one of the comments he made talking about he knows knowledgeable mechanics about Harley Davidson engines. Says that installing these on a carbureted bike will lead to sumping. And you know, it took me a minute to absorb all of that question or comment or statement. It wasn't a question, it was a statement. And then I responded to him. But how would you respond if someone told you that, you know, on their M8, if one of these was installed on the carburetor, it would lead to something?
You know, Harleys haven't been carbureted since '06.
Yeah.
You know, so
and that's exactly how I responded. I go, what are you talking about? None of the bikes that you're talking about, none of the bikes that these knowledgeable people that you're listening to are talking about are carbureted. Then another thing he talked about was that the external breather system wouldn't be good for people who run wide open throttle for long periods of time. I don't know anybody.
I don't either.
Who rides wide open throttle for long periods of time. I mean, something's either the matter with your bike that you're having to run at wide open throttle, or you're going to be going 110, 120 miles an hour down the interstate or somewhere for long periods of time.
Which presents its own set of problems.
A minute, 5 minutes, 10, a long period. When I go riding, a long period of time is like 2 or 3 hours between gas stops, and a long day is like 8 or 10 hours of riding. Nobody rides with wide open throttle for long periods of time.
No.
So I asked him, do you know anybody who rides wide open throttle for long periods of time? Because I can't think of a situation. I mean, drag racers run wide open throttle.
Short periods of time.
For 7 to 12 seconds.
Yeah.
You know, but for long periods of time. And I just asked him, and like I said, he deleted his comment. He didn't answer me. So Dwayne, the next comment he made, because of course, if you've looked at any of our external breather system videos where we show your bike's going to love this, you know, and we'll put a link to one of the videos up here, but you can put what happens when you don't run an external breather system, and we'll put up some pictures right here.
Right.
So he obviously saw what we show happening to bikes when they don't have an external breather system. And he writes, carbon buildup is from people never driving on the freeway. It doesn't matter if you ride country roads, stop and go traffic, or the majority interstate or freeway. When you're feeding hot, oily, oxygen depleted air into the intake, it's going to build up carbon deposits.
Absolutely.
Besides other things. the next thing he says is that since you're going to get carbon buildup because you don't have an external breather system, add a gas treatment every third tank and hit the highway and romp on it at least once a week, if not more, and this should eliminate carbon buildup. Well, he just finished saying that if you ride on the interstate, you're not going to have carbon buildup, but now he's saying, here's how you can get rid of carbon buildup. How about never having carbon buildup
Absolutely.
to start with?
Yeah. I can promise you, if Harley or any big name manufacturer, Ford, Chevrolet, any of those guys, if they didn't have to send that into the intake, that an alternative method, they would go that alternative route. They would not send it into the intake. That's not debatable. It's just not.
Yeah. So the real crux of it is, let's say that you don't mind having carbon buildup and having your tune not be good, or you go, okay, I'm going to have carbon buildup, but I'm going to run an additive or pour some water in the intake.
Yeah.
There's lots of different ways to break that up. I personally don't do that because all it takes is one little piece of carbon getting stuck in a valve stem or the valve seat and messing it up.
Yeah.
So if there's carbon buildup, I'd rather mechanically take that off rather than, and I know that 99 times out of 100 you can burn it off, you know, and people do that all the time without a problem. But that one time that it is a problem, if it happens to you, you know, that'd be a bummer. But the thing is that that's just one aspect of
Yeah, that's just one
breather
aspect.
system.
I mean, you also get the benefit of clean, oxygen-rich air being drawn in. I mean, there's a performance benefit.
Yeah, I mean, why would you want to put, I mean, the whole purpose of the combustion chamber is to mix fuel with oxygen. And now you're going to take up a bunch of space with oxygen depleted air? Why? I mean, it's just stupid.
Man, it might just be me, but I think it's more plausible to vent externally than to, you know, all of his methods of wide open throttle on the freeway at all times to burn off. Just don't put it in there. You know, that's, to me, it's the most plausible method.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure what motivated his comment, but obviously you can't run wide open throttle all the time. At least I can't. I don't know anyone who can. I mean, how would you do that? I don't know how you would do that. Can you think of a way to do that?
Yeah.
Oh, just stay in first gear.
Yeah,
or
stay in
second
first
gear.
or, you know, ride a moped that you have to wide open throttle everywhere. Yeah. And I know what a lot of you are probably thinking, well, you guys sell external breather systems. It's in your best interest. I can promise you, we make very little money on those hoses. Like, I promise you that. You know, they benefit our air cleaner, sure, but, you know, it's the best method. It just is.
Yeah, and the thing is that everything that we sell, like we talked about in a video just a few days ago, our F-16, we invented the F-16 for my personal bike that we're building. And then when we realized it would be good for other people, we made it available to them. Yeah. Our external breather systems, they weren't for any customers. I was using those on my bikes before DK existed.
Exactly. And I can promise you, it would be easier to build an air cleaner system that vents internally.
Oh, yeah.
It would be absolutely easier for us.
Much easier. I'm not sure what the motivation for this guy's comments were. Maybe he's really invested in an air cleaner that doesn't vent externally. Or some people just like to play devil's advocate. But I sure wish I had my comments that I made, because I spent a lot of time and had some good answers that we've tried to recreate in this video. Hope you all enjoyed it. Ride safe out there.